Always fireworks, aren't there, when Marc Marquez is knocking around. 7 of his 8 finishes this year have been inside the top 6. Is today, though, the day of Australia. Pecco Bagnaia, 3rd place, as he tries to win Ducati's first Grand Prix here in 12 long years since Casey Stoner's.
MOTO GP is back in Australia for the first time in 3 years, and Jorge Martin will start from pole position.
Aleix Espargaro, as they go for a shock success in this year's MotoGP World Championship. Many people's favourite 2nd place. That's where it stands. 3 races remaining, 3 men in this championship. So much at stake around this high-speed Phillip Island circuit. Be more important than this one. You could see what it means, the tension etched all over the face. The green flag then clears at the back. Down under in Australia, we are go. Great start from pole position by Jorge Martin. Fabio Quartararo was away superbly as well. Bagnaia was Fabio Quartararo. That was aggressive by Bagnaia on the inside of Quartararo into the southern loop. As we've seen Pecco Bagnaia for much of this 2022 season, how much does he want this MotoGP World title? Well, we've already seen Hamilton on the inside of Quartararo into the southern loop, on the inside of Aleix Espargaro with a hard move. There is coming here for Fabio Quartararo because he's got one of the rapidly quick Ducatis. Picked off your race leader, it's Jorge Martin. Quartararo got great drive. Aleix Espargaro's wide, well wide going through the Duan. Is he going to hang on? Younger Marquez sibling. He's on the inside of Marini there through the southern loop.
Contrasting fortunes for Prima Racing on the first lap. Martin.
3rd spot. Bagnaia really hot going through the Haitian. He was right on those curbs. You've got to be careful there. They might still be a little. Jack Miller, there was not a lot of room there, but he hugged the inside line and squeezed on the inside of Marini. Nothing. Joan Mir, the 2020 MotoGP World Champion, is the quickest man on the circuit right now with a 1:33.38. Sluggish start, but not the start he would have wanted to have made, but he's got quickly into his rhythm here, quickly into it.
Giannini, the other title contender, it's been a nightmare start for him. He's outside of the top 8.
Was that fast sweep towards the Stoner corner. Quartararo, they're now back in 7th place.
It's Alex Marquez.
He's made a big mistake. He got it all out of shape on the brakes into the Miller corner, and Fabio Quartararo, as Australian Grand Prix winners in MotoGP here in Phillip Island, he is going for broke. Miller trying to win his only a full 5 seconds with that big mistake on the brakes into turn 4.
Well, we suspected it could be a Moto 3 start as he was to come back past his teammate, and back through he comes on Jack Miller. So last time round it was a 1:30.4, personal best of the race for
whether there would be a finish with a flourish for the Hamamatsu factory. Well, Rin's doing his utmost to make sure that they bow out, at least with Lucas, and now Giannini is having a horror show here in Phillip Island, outside the points right now, down in 7th, winning potential, and the pace being shown by this man. Jorge Martin then buys the Prima Prominent.
Alex Rins, because Espargaro down in 6th. He's got problems behind him in the form of the VR. Only solace for Fabio Quartararo is that the entire field safe for Nakashima and Gianni.
That's 3 laps in a row now. He's taken Aleix Espargaro, Jack Miller, and now Pecco Bagnaia into the southern loop. Rins up.
Tough couple of laps. He's now getting back down to work as he relegates Miller down a place. You could see Bezzecchi now going around the outside of Jack Miller.
Oh, no!
Miller and Marquez.
Alex Marquez absolutely cleans out Jack Miller. Alex Marquez, oh, that's a sickener. That's a horrible impact for poor old Jack Miller.
Marc Marquez, this is the battle for the lead. Martin continues to lead this, but is 6 away at the front. Of course, that
the GP World Championship, so 5 becomes 4.
Yeah, I think it's going to be 3 as well with Enea Bastianini, with Marco Bezzecchi, who's one of the growing threats in this Grand Prix in P6.
Yeah, the question mark will be, as you mentioned, how much tyre, rear tyre in particular, is Bezzecchi going to use up? Rins got shelled, didn't they, immediately after the Spanish Grand Prix in Jerez. News that is still really sinking in that Suzuki will not be part of the... Quartararo has gone down! Quartararo then has crashed out.
Championship, and of course it will be a new leader in the form of Pecco Bagnaia, but that of course was the same corner where Quartararo was taken out of the race in 2020.
Oh, here's
Rins looks to get the...
close over the line to start this 12th lap. We had Jorge Martin, your race leader, and then down to Luca Marini.
Rins used, as I thought Bezzecchi looked like he was shaping there for a move on Bagnaia, but we're on board with...
It's always tough to outbreak into the Duan corner. There's Alex Rins Martin. I think he knows how good he moved, that's for sure.
As Rins takes a bit of a defensive line there to hold off Marquez. Here's Brad Binder, who's making his way through the...
Slipping out of podium contention that phase of the Grand Prix, but quite clearly Alex Marquez made a big mistake.
27 as Marc Marquez now has a look at Alex Rins, Johan Zarco now sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, a 1:29.6. Would love to know what happened to him on the first lap of the Grand Prix. It's Rins this time, a clean move this time.
Rins a sweep back on through with a better corner speed.
Marquez and Martin.
Brilliant that by Pekka Bagnaia. Bagnaia then
Grand Prix, but he needs to take advantage. That's what it would mean as Bezzecchi now up the inside of Martin.
Zarco out of nowhere in the top 10 and on the 2.5 seconds away from your race leader. Bagnaia's going to hit the front. He's going to use the slipstream on the Suzuki. Bagnaia in his rookie season in 2015 did take out Cal Crutchlow in his home Grand Prix.
So down the main straight they come. Marquez has closed it back in again on Pekka Bagnaia. A very good final sector for Marc Marquez has brought him onto the
covering that top 11. The beast starting to come back into top 6 contention, maybe better as well. We know how good Bastianini, even closer now in this league group. And now Bastianini 9th at the
this weekend, but all this battling behind as Rins and Marquez just squabble over second place.
The lap times, because there's going to be 10 laps to go at the end of this current circuit, and this is where Aleix Espargaro said Alex Rins as we start this 18th lap.
And the lap times are dropping off a little bit. Bagnaia did a 1:30.3 last time around, matched by Rins in second.
1:37 on that last lap. That was a full half a second slower than Johan Zarco. He's just lost the contact, lost the slipstream, hasn't he, here? 3 from pole.
Yeah, he dropped back a few laps ago when he just basically lost all those places on one lap as he struggled, I think, to regain his rhythm.
Martin's rear tyre there. Bagnaia defending superbly in that southern loop where the Suzuki's been at its most potent. Marquez would love nothing more than to take a 5th win here in Phillip Island. He gets up the inside of Jorge Martin. So through they go down the Gardner Straight on this lap number 19, or start of lap 20.
Bezzecchi.
Oh! Rise, can you off this intense battle here in Phillip Island? Bagnaia's Ducati snake. Yes, Pekka Bagnaia did say yesterday in the the post-qualifying press conference that his team manager Valentino Rossi loved. He adored Phillip Island as Bagnaia just going to ease back on through his knee in the slipstream. And Bezzecchi coming from a long way. A team owner in MotoGP.
Well, they're allowed to go for it if a win is on the cards. Marc Marquez now through.
1 of 27. Will Bezzecchi go for on the brakes into turn 10? No, he can't find a way through. Marquez still there.
Bastianini for company in that battle for 7th place as we
come around. It didn't quite work out. Pekka Bagnaia, then as it stands on course right now, to be 23 points clear of Fabio Quartararo. That would mean, of course, he could be crowned MotoGP World Champion.
4th and 5th as Franco Morbidelli completes Monster Energy Yamaha's miserable afternoon. He'd be 35 behind with only 50 points left on the table. Bastianini, despite that move on Espargaro
on it from last year. That's how tight those two are. This is not a given though, is it, that Bagnaia
end up at the end of the Grand Prix downhill into MG. There will be 4 laps to go when they come round.
Group, no question about that. They have run out of rear grip just at the wrong time in this Australian Grand Prix. He's got through into 5th on Jorge Martin on that previous lap.
Bezzecchi is mighty through do and
unbelievable job to keep himself firmly in the victory hunt here in Australia. They concertina
moving around, but you can see he pulls a few bike lengths on Bezzecchi, who now falls into the clutches of Rins. But watch Bezzecchi into Doohan Corner. He is so.
Then it's Marc Marquez in 3rd, then the 2 VR46 boys, Bezzecchi and Marini, 5th and 6th.
Well, this is what I was talking about a lap or 2 ago. Overtaking's supposed to be difficult in MotoGP nowadays. No one's told Marc Marquez and Alex Rins because they continue to.
On the Ducati and the Suzuki, here comes Alex Rins. He's just not going to be close enough. Bagnaia is so good. He's got so much confidence and trust in that 2019. 4.4 kilometres stand between Pekka Bagnaia then and the biggest win of his Grand Prix career.
And all the bravery he could muster into
the biggest podium now of Pekka Bagnaia's career. Bastianini coming with some late fireworks as well. Brilliant this by Alex Rins. Repsol Honda man. Here comes Alex Rins though. A tight inside line again. Out of shape goes Marc Marquez and that Repsol Honda. It's going to be about the swing to the finish line. And it's going to be Rins wins in Australia. An absolute classic. Phillip Island MotoGP. Pekka Bagnaia. How crucial could those lost 9 points be on that very last lap? Just so happy for everybody connected to the factory Suzuki team. They are still dumbfounded.